Not too long ago, I got certified with the Forest Service to run chainsaw, so I am a sawyer for them. I'm a volunteer. And during that time, we were in the class, I got to run a few different saws. I got to run the 500i, the 462, the 362 and 1, and the 400c that someone else had there. And while they're all awesome saws and the 500i is a beast, I settled on a 400c for myself. And I just got it and I've run about one tank through it. But what I want to do in this video is I want to do some modifications to the saw. I wouldn't call them upgrades, just modifications to kind of make the saw a bit more useful for the environment that I use it in. So let's take a look at what we're going to do. So I thought, you know what, why not have a little fun and upgrade to these. These are West Coast Saws 3-point felling dogs. Look at those things. That is going to be beautiful. The nice thing about the 3 points is you get a little cutout here on the bar, right? You get your point up here, but these points down here are designed so well. This point is in line with the chain, so when you're cutting, you actually have another good indicator of where your chain is at. But also, the pivot point here, when you're cutting through a log or cutting through a tree, a lot of your strength comes from not manhandling the saw, but actually pivoting it through the cut. And these dogs, they just look like they're going to allow you to pivot a little bit better. And plus, look how mean that's going to look. So let's go ahead and pop those guys on there. The other thing about the 400C that's super nice, I like that they did, is captured bar nuts. So don't have to worry about losing these guys anymore out in the forest. Let me tell you, when you're out there, if you can lose it, you will lose it. Now, when you order a set of these dogs from West Coast Saws, there's a few options. One, you'll need to select a bolt length size. I just called them and asked. This is the size they recommended for me on this saw. Luckily, we don't have to drill because the 400C comes with provisions already in the cover for the dogs. And secondly, you also have an option for an upgraded roller, and they recommend this for strength. So we're going to go ahead and run that too, which means we have to remove the chain catch here. Not roller, chain catch. That's what this is, an upgraded chain catch. And here's a better look at the differences in the dogs. Just look at that. Isn't that insane? So much bigger. And just a little bit better designed, I think, for what we do out here. So the last thing is the chain catch, and you basically have a bolt with a smooth shaft for the catch to ride on. Here's the replaceable catch. And then you have the actual nut. It looks like we have a circlip of some sort and some sort of spacer. So from what I can glean, it looks like the spacer goes on this side, the cover side. After a little bit of thinking and a little bit of research, looks like this bushing we don't need. So we're going to throw it in there. That makes my life a little bit easier. And we just need to put this shaft in here. Okay, now for the roller, this guy in this tiny little clip, and we just kind of push it on there. All right, I have a 7/32 socket, so we're going to try to use that to kind of get some leverage on this thing. Maybe that won't do it. Hold on. So, socket, clip. Instead of pushing it, let's try a little okay. There we go. That's the trick. That is definitely not coming off. Ooh, that is looking real good. What do you guys think so far? Hit the comments, let me know if you guys think that is looking mean. Alright, slight issue for me here. The top bolt is a little too long and it's starting to contact the chain when I go to tighten the bar nuts down. So I could call them up, and I'm sure they would send me the right ones. If you're ordering them, order the short, not the longs. That's what I ordered. But for me, I can't really go to a hardware store either. My town is not going to carry these. So what we're going to do is we're just going to shorten these bolts a little bit ourselves. Yeah, much better in there. See, before, with that bolt as long as it was actually contacting the chain right there. So now we have no contact, and that just looks awesome. Alright, dang, this thing is cool. I really like it, and I can't wait to use it. Just look at it. I really like what they did with the 3-point, just the design. I mean, it's not all about looks, but dang, it sure helps when something does look nice. Alright, let's move on to the next thing I have. So modification number 2 has to do with filling the saw. Now, when we were in the class, they emphasized that geysering is a real thing, and we actually might hear it when I open it up now. Oh yeah, did you hear that? Now what you just heard is empty because I don't have any fuel in there, but geysering hurts people every year. This is a real problem, and the Forest Service fixes to kind of stick a rag over it and go slow. But what I found is there's a company that, well, it's going to fix this issue for us, but also give us a really cool way to refuel the saw. And that is by Motion Pro. I think it's called Soder is how you pronounce it, but basically it's like a NASCAR style fuel cap for your chainsaw. So let's open it up and take a peek and see what we get. Ooh, that is a really nice piece of kit. Wow, look how beautiful that is. Yeah, this thing is just gorgeous. Super pretty. Okay, let's figure out how to install it. First things first, obviously we gotta take this off. All right, next, this is supposed to come apart. Apparently it slides in and locks like that. Take this black piece, line that up too. We're supposed to just lower it in here and gently screw it in. Well, I think that's all there is to it. I'm a little shocked because it's so easy. Typically things aren't this easy for me. So with that, I guess next we take care of the fuel can side. Now here's a second part to the system, and it's this guy right here. And the way I understand this is basically what you'll do is you'll unclip this piece like that, and then put this on your gas can and plunge it into the chainsaw, and it'll fill up, which is real nice. I like the dust cover. I might look at putting some sort of loop on there to hold that, but that's real nice. That cover also is cool, and I like how they actually machined in or built detents in here so that the cap just can't come off. So when you push it and give it a twist, the cap can't physically be pressed. You have to actually twist it enough to get that to line up, and then this can come off. That's a nice little safety so you don't lose it. But I will put a lanyard on here somehow. I'll figure out how to do that at a different time. And this is built really stout. I mean, that plastic, whatever this is made of, is real thick. Seems like it's real high quality material. I do like it. But, so what can are we going to put this on? Well, we could do a can that I already modified before. This is my little 1 gallon can with my little vent that I really like, and I put a new spout on it. And these vents are awesome. These are by Magic something or another. Put a link in there, but this is great for any can. You can basically convert it away from the useless EPA cans to the more traditional style cans, which are actually usable. But what I decided to do is actually go with a more 2-in-1 solution and get this. This is called a Scepter. Now this is a 2-in-1 chainsaw refueling can. You put bar oil on one side and your premix on the other side, and this is what we're going to convert. Now you can't get these in California as far as I'm aware, or other states like that, so go on eBay and just Google, 2-in-1 Scepter jerry can or fuel can, and this will come up. They're not too expensive. It's kind of nice because you get one of these spouts, which these spouts are okay, better than the EPA spout that we get. And if you really wanted to, you could poke a vent in here, but we're not going to do that because we've got this guy and it's self-venting. So what I think we do, I think this is real simple actually on this side. I think we just, honestly, I think that just, yeah, that just screws in. And then that's it. That's what you get. So that's that side. Now the bar oil side, I'm not really sure how I like this and what I'm gonna do with it. I'm gonna have to figure a different solution out because I don't necessarily like this. So what they give you, oh, dropping the little cap. What they give you is this little guy that kind of extends, right? And you get this little cap and you can put this cap up here, right? And you go like that, and that's fine for what it is, but the problem I see with this is, one, uncollapsing this and putting it, inside here, and then trying to uncollapse it, right? That's going to be a big mess with bar oil. So how I think I'm going to use this right now is I think I'm just going to, well, just use this piece, right? So I think I'm just going to do one of these things like that, and then just take this cap and the cap is designed to go on there, and just kind of take it like that, and that cap could pop off, which is not great. But even if you do it this way and you forget that little other piece, I guess it's not going to make too much of a mess to flip this in like that, right? And then you have this cap that goes here, and you could do that, or you could just get rid of the cap altogether and just dump it in like a lot of us do. So I'm unsure what I'm going to do. I'll look for a little spout later on and figure out how I'm going to work this. For now, for here, and probably as long as it's in a somewhat okay spot in the truck, I'll probably just do something like that while I'm on the go. And then if I'm done for the day, I'll flip it back inside and stow it. But yeah, that's it. That is the can we're going with. So let's fill this guy up and see how he does with the chainsaw. So just like anything, when we put fuel in it, take this off, and then we're going to just dump it in there. Look how fast you can fill with a vented can. Okay, that's pretty good. All right, so there's a little less than a gallon in there. Now we're gonna put this piece back on here. There we go. And I'm gonna clip that thing off right now because that's annoying me. All right, let's put some, while we're at it, might as well put bar oil on this side, and we'll do a complete fill up, and then we'll go take the chainsaw out and cut some stuff with it. Woo! Okay, that is full as full can be. So, bar oil, chainsaw gas premix. Let's fill it up. All right, so pop that guy open. Take our cover off of here. Okay, no leaks, that's good. And we just push that down. Don't see any leaks, don't see any issues. I think that's it. I think it's, yeah, it's done. Now the real test, is that gonna leak on me? Let's see here. Nope, don't see any leaks. To the bottle side, see if my little spout will work, especially with what's going on here. Let's see if I can get that to pour in there. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's no problem at all. Look at that. Easy, 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 easy. I think we should start it just because we have it here. All right, let's go cutting with it. Been cutting for a good little bit now. Technically we don't have to refuel, but we're going to just test it. I should add, it's about 100 degrees outside right now, so if this is not going to geyser now, then it probably will never, because it's really hot out here. Yep, it's filling. Wow, that is that truly is awesome. Now we're ready to go again. Ooh, all right. If you don't mind, we'll do a recap, but I'm gonna do it right here where the swamp cooler is because I'm hot. It's 100 degrees outside in this gear and PPE. So how'd the saw do? It did great. We're only 2 tanks in, actually, and the saw is performing really well. I'm sure it's gonna wake up a bit more once we get a few more tanks through it, but it's an awesome saw. More importantly, the dogs. Dang, these things are sick. They bite in the wood really good. They have an awesome pivot point on them. You can see where your chain is at all times. Because of where this center tooth is, it's lined perfectly up with the chain, so you always know where you're at a quick glance. So if you're cutting along and you're looking down and you glance up and kind of check your surroundings and look back down, you can see where that chain is because of that dog, which is awesome. The refill is super, super fast and quick, and just be able to pop that cap and dump fuel in it, and away you go, that is really, really cool. I mean, you don't have to have it, if I'm honest with you. You can get away from geysering by just opening it slowly, but that is really cool, and it's gonna save me time in the forest, save me time doing the work when I'm clearing trails, and just I don't know, it is really cool. And sometimes it's the little cool things that really make you enjoy doing this stuff. And the saw just, I mean, doesn't that look like you mean business, right? I mean, I keep saying how it looks, but part of it, I mean, part of having a saw like this, right, and part of getting into this kind of stuff where you're working with this is having a tool that you actually enjoy using, right? And being proud of the tool you have. I mean, these dogs are so sharp that they're actually taking, like if you set it down, you're taking chips out of my table. So they mean business. These are the business. All in all, I think it's great. The combi can, they don't call these things combi cans anymore, but the combi can, just like this, worked incredibly well, especially with this guy. Just twist it, pops off, pops back on, has a dust cover, so that's nice. It was super easy. Like I said, it's 100 degrees out here, so the bar oil is more like fuel than oil at this point. It's so light because it's so hot. It's kind of just the environment I live in, unfortunately. This spout actually does work. It works like this. I didn't have a problem with it. Now, granted, this is just sitting in the bed of my truck in my backyard, right, as I'm cutting fuel. I have a fear that this cap could easily be knocked off. So what I would like is a spout about this long with a screw top and a lanyard on it. And I could screw it on, screw it off, pour, screw it back on, and be done. That's what I'd like. That'd be perfect for a can like this. So if you guys know something like that I could put on here, let me know, and we'll do a video on it, upgrading this can. But this is awesome. Super easy, quick. Just grab the one can, and you're refilling your saw and on your way. To be honest, the combi can with the Soder or the Motion Pro fueling system, the dogs, I don't know, that's a mean machine. I honestly think all this together, now granted, you don't need most of this for this to be an awesome saw, but if I'm honest with you, this saw really feels like if you're a professional homeowner, as Wrangler Star would put it, if you're just a guy who needs one saw, like me, right, kind of a do-it-all saw, man, this 400 really gets after it, it seems like. It's better than a 362, but not as heavy, not as powerful too as a 462, and it's at a price point that most people, if you're looking for a professional saw, you can actually get into it. And the fact that it's just got a bit more oomph than a 362, so you can pull a 25-inch bar, and that's what we're pulling right here, and this is not even full skip. So if I throw a full skip on here, man, this thing would really sing. Anyway, guys, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. Really appreciate it. Stay tuned, because we're going to start working on the Jeep again, and then we're actually going to go to the forest and do a trail, so I'll try to do a video on that, and we just got a lot of cool content coming up. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Really appreciate it, and well, hope to see you guys in the future.